Okay. Trying a slightly different setup. Let's see how this works out. I actually got a bounce reflector, and instead of staring at a bright light, I now have it bouncing. Hopefully it's illuminating everything just as well. I'll probably have to play around with the color and temperature and stuff to make it look better, but it'll be okay. This potato quality camera, I don't think we'll see a difference. Alright. Stream elements doing alert things, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah. Before I really get started, I guess I should look at some of the switches that I got recently. For this week, I got some Epsilon switches in. These are interesting switches. I think they're long pull. They feel long pull to me. And yeah, feel decently smooth. I think I still will end up doing things to these switches, but I don't think they really need much. I'll have to see if they actually need like films though. The housings don't seem to twist. The stems don't seem to wobble. Feels nice and smooth, but probably needs a little bit more. I'll probably have to be careful with these housings. I'm almost worried that they'll end up like lavenders. And I got a pack of these switches again from Canon Keys. Gateron X, these are the second set of 110 that I got actually. I'm actually interested in building with these sooner than later. Not really sure what I'll build them with, but they seem to be an interesting switch. And then today I'm gonna be long overdue lubing, filming, and spring swapping of Gateron Milky Black switches. I wanted to use sort of a, not really a budget switch, but a budget friendly enough switch for, in this case I was looking at the VAS 60 round 2 board that I picked up as an extra. It's one of those boards that I decided to pick up sort of on a whim, but at the same time sort of interested in the 60% form factor of it. That was before I even decided to get the key, so now that I have the key, since I had the Songle 60 before, I actually really enjoy 60% for a layout. Still not my favorite, but I definitely do like it. So to give it the best chance possible, I am going to be using my favorite TX spring, 57 gram and long. That's a 16 millimeter. I do like these springs overall. I'll be end lubing it with a little bit of a 50-50 mix of Krytox and 205 grade 2 and GPL 106. The lower housing and the stem will get Krytox 205 grade 0 put on it, and then after that it'll be TX filmed. So hopefully it'll be a night or two of boring lubing and filming, and then I'll get to build the VAS 60 round 2. Yeah, originally I had planned to do a Thera 75 build, but I didn't realize that they're only going to be shipping out 50 at a time, and I'm not really sure of the actual throughput numbers as far as when they'll be shipping that out. But I'm hoping to get that before too long. And when I do, I already have the Zaki switches prepped for that. And after I get that, I'll basically just build it as soon as possible. still am planning to build the TM680. It's another board that I'm looking forward to, just to try out a budget option. I might probably start that up, send that to a friend, or maybe give it to someone at work to see if they want to use it, just to get people's feedback from outside of the enthusiast space. Because my current recommendation for anyone that doesn't really want to get in the hobby or is not really sure would be to have someone build for them a Keychron Q1 at the moment. I'm not sure if I really want to bother with all the variants of Keychron, because they'll have all the flavors and sizes possible. I'm going to assume that they're going to be fairly similar unless there's reviews decrying specific ones for being bad, so we'll see. As far as these builds go, I've actually sent a few of the old boards that I had built, personal builds, out to friends actually. Gotten some feedback. Some friends actually do like the things. They're not interested in joining the keyboard hobby, but it's interesting to see their perspective from somebody that has only bought pre-builds or the cheapest thing possible. So bring a little bit of nicety into other people's lives. Makes me feel a little bit better. Especially some of my friends, now that they just had their first kids and stuff. They're going to be busy with just about everything else, so having something nice would be kind of cool for them. Hopefully babies don't destroy keyboards, or at least mine didn't yet, so we'll see. Yeah, I meant to stream earlier in the week, but I was super busy at work. Right before the holiday, of course. Then right after the holiday, be busy too, because it's another stretch right before the next holiday. Actually, I take that back. I'm just like going to be in a perpetual cycle of busy, probably, so it is what it is. Anyways, so between everything, the Gateron Milky Top series, be it the KS3 or KS9 variants or these, they've all actually sort of interested me for quite a while as something that you could sort of pick up on a budget and just go with. And now that the Gateron X's are out, I mean, I don't think necessarily that they get replaced because of the cost difference. But for 25 cents a switch, or I think these are like just slightly more. It seems like a steal. So I definitely want to try some more of the stuff, especially for friends that would be on a budget if they ever did want to commission me to build a board for them. That's really the only people that I'd really be looking at doing a commission for, would be personal friends, people that could just give me honest feedback, and it wouldn't be the biggest thing. But anyways, all those aspirations aside for getting people to build boards, so it's not just me spending money on my own boards. Well, that's a pipe dream. But that's part of the reason why I'm in the hobby. Just want to see what things are and go with it. Other things that I've been doing recently, I've been preparing for the next batch of TKLs to come out, because I think those are the next things I'll be purchasing. So we'll see what happens with that. I saw some notifications on mech group buys, and I'm not sure if it's really true as far as a release date or a buy date for the Cruel World series boards, but I would be interested in the CW80 or 88 board. I thought about the 60, but I don't know. I'd rather spend more money on TKLs than 60% if given the option. Because then later, December, There should be the angle as well, or maybe that's going to be moved to Q1 of next year. Either way, coming up around the corner sometime, hopefully. More TKLs. And then also in December, around the middle of the month, Frog should be kicking up again. I don't know if I actually want to get a black one with a black weight, but I definitely would want to try to buy a PCB. I've joined 2 different group buys for PCBs and still don't have a PCB yet. Because, well, they're probably going to ship out December, January, February timeframe for those group buys. In this case, I'm talking about the Infinity 87.5 from Mech 11 and Gels 88 for my F13 TKL Frog. But if I'm able to buy extra PCBs this time around, I probably will just buy 1 or 2 Heine PCBs for 88, and then I'll be good in theory. Then there's some other boards that popped up that I'll see what I'm doing with, or if I ever get them in any sort of reasonable time or scale. If I ever do get some of this stuff, I'd be pretty hyped. What else has been happening recently with keyboard stuff? Oh yeah, the Space 80 Apollo. They just recently had an update 5. Apparently they're sending out finished product boards ahead of schedule to, I think they said Wildcats and Alex Otis, so I'll be looking forward to seeing that board again. I got mine in Stormtrooper White. I'm actually really pumped to get that board. I need to make sure that I have a nice white keycap set to go on there with a little bit of black to accent it quite a bit. I know I have some GMK space bars with black and some other stuff I can put on there with a black on white set probably to fill out the Stormtrooper look. But my whole idea there is to make it just look nice and clean. And after that, I mean, well, before that I should say, Thera 75 should come. Portal seems to be on its way too, the Portal 65. Not quite sure where that's at, but that'd be cool to get. Another O-ring mounted board. Block 67 was another like 65% board that I had joined a group buy for sort of on a whim to try things out. And that was a budget option. But I'm kind of interested in that one too. I'll need to make sure I have enough clip-in stabs, and I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for TX stabs. With the recent launch of all the Stabies and TX stabs and everything else, I'm actually looking for a good clip-in option. Nothing wrong with the OG Cherry clip-ins, but if there's new stuff out there to try, I want to try it. I'll have to look next time they go up on sale. Hopefully I can snag a few, but we'll see. This week has taken a lot out of me, and it's only halfway done. But fortunately, we have the holiday, so I get to spend time with family. I would say recharge, but if anyone has young kids, you know, you don't really get a chance to recharge. Just more work, but it's good work. It's a good kind of work. What else did I buy recently? Oh yeah, someone had posted something about Ultra Glides, broken in Cherry MX Blacks. Those were on my radar to try out, so I've actually grabbed a set of those from RMKB, I think. They should be coming in from the Canadians at some point, which would be cool. I just want to try them out and compare them. I do have a few vintages in hand, so kind of curious to see what the differences might be between them, and if it's significant. Okay. But I'm guessing it's probably not going to be significant, or probably not too much different will happen or change, which is fine. Doesn't have to be special. Alright. Let me lay out the 57 gram springs. These springs seem so small after doing the kinetic lads with double springs. I did actually think about picking up some triple springs, but I've refrained from doing that. I sort of like the double springs. I'm not really sure what the triple springs would offer that would be different. They feel pretty good, they're nice and light, and they're pretty snappy on the upstroke, so I do like those quite a bit. And I think I will keep using them for the foreseeable future and most of the boards that I will use vintage or cherry switches in. And I guess it's going to start sounding boring for a lot of the TKLs. I'll probably end up building with cherry blacks or some variant of cherry blacks. I think Tomo is the first board that I'm going to go out of my way to make sure I have black cherry pies just filling that board. Other than that, I've been using black cherry pies and space bars. Something I was aware of before, I guess Shube really popularized it, but in listening to his boards, I really have come around to just saying, yeah, it's probably worth the money. Then at some point in the future, I'll probably have to build some more. So I'll have to buy some more good old-fashioned creams, break them down for their stems, and not be sure what to do with the rest of them. In all fairness, the version 4 Umwipe stems from 415 keys seem to work pretty well. I have in my SK Ergo, actually. They were smoother, they didn't sound just like Scratch City, but they weren't the most satisfying. I think that something else could be done to make them feel better. But that's okay. That's why we do this stuff and test things out and build things just to learn and see what happens. But it's better than just having housings that you're just never going to use, so. I gotta balance that out sometime. Alright. Springs extras go back in the bag. Get the desk keys ready. That's something else I got recently was the No desk mat. I have given the plushie to my 4-year-old daughter, who's now sleeping with it, so I guess she likes it. Immediately said Ducky and then was attached to it. I'm like, cool. And that was easier than what I thought it would be. So originally I was worried that there'd be fighting between my two daughters, since one's like 1 and one's 4, but luckily the 4-year-old just asserted dominance and it's hers, so easy enough. One less thing for me to have to worry about. And also, I don't think I'd ever want to get 2 of them, because then I'd have a 4-year-old with 2 plushies. Because life, after all, is not fair. Alright. Let me do a few single switches first to try this out, because I have not lubed any of these yet, and don't really know what they're going to feel like when they're lubed. I'm just aware that these will probably need lube on the rails, probably not on the bottom. Probably not going to do the top housing either. I don't think Milky tops sound bad. So putting a decent amount on the leaf and a little bit on the rails. Let me get the films out. Let me just quickly, literally just prototype one and see how it feels for me. Good old Deskey's films. Random spring shooting out. Come on. And another thing that I was looking at is the break-in on RMKB. Apparently they at one point had the motorized jig in assembly. And they're selling that. I'm not sure if that would really be worth it, but that'd be something I would be interested in if that ever came up. Just be an extra miscellaneous bit of equipment. I don't really know if it would make that big of a difference or if I would actually like to use it. But having the option, sort of seeing it and getting more feedback from people as far as what they think on it might be interesting. And also, of course, if the Ultra Glides actually end up being pretty good, then why not? Make them for cheap myself. One thing that I was actually really curious about, apparently they had blues there, and there were some Ultra Blues or something like that, where they had broken in blues. I didn't know that'd be a thing. I'm not sure what the benefit of that would be. Alright, put a coating on, let me brush down, take the excess off the stem. A little bit of a painstaking process. Another thing I'm sort of curious about is Andy V. Nguyen said it in one of his videos about lubing and filming switches, that he actually ends up just lubing stems nowadays. So, slightly curious about that. So how does this feel? Oh, let's let the furnace stop going. I'll keep playing with it for a second. I think that feels smooth. I still feel a little bit of scratch on a slow push if I'm looking for it. Fast, I don't really feel anything. Through the headphones it sounds okay, but the furnace is still going on, so who knows with that. Okay, through the headphones I still hear a tone difference. Definitely gained smoothness with just a little bit of lube. Yeah, you can already hear a difference in the top out noise with this. This is both spring, film, and a little bit of lube. Takes a little bit of plasticky harshness out of the top out. Okay. I like what it's doing. Sounds deeper. I like it. Do I want to get extras ready? I guess I should actually do a full row of 6 to make sure that there's no weirdness and variance with these. I mean, I even did it with the Texie Zakus, even if I do think those are pretty consistent. Do want to just double check, sanity check myself, double and triple check myself before I just commit to doing an entire batch and hating them. That's what I really should have done with those lavenders. So I do think I overlubed those lavenders, or I should have taken some off of them. I don't know. They feel a little bit slow, sluggish. It's like it has a heavier spring weight, even though I know it doesn't. Feels sad. but I am giving that board away to a friend that not interested in joining the keyboard hobby, someone that's only had cheapo keyboards, as he put it. So hoping to give him a better piece of equipment by giving him my Gateron Q1 with lavender switches. Speaking of Zaku's, I think Friday the 26th, they're supposed to be restocked. So I'll definitely be trying to get myself some more Zaku switches, because although I haven't used them on a board yet, I could see myself using them in a board that I'm not having a plate on, that I'm going to need to get a little bit more volume out of. And they do feel like nice switches. I do like Deskey products, so I don't see why I wouldn't. I already picked up some extra Techno Violets. I haven't even put them in a board yet, but I'm anticipating that I'll want to use those again too. Just for the few I sort of prototyped and lubed and filmed. I don't think they need films either, but the lube, they take pretty well to that too. I think they probably need more lube than the Zaku's, but I don't know. In theory, they should be very similar switches. I'll have to see. I am planning on using Techno Violets in Portal 65. We'll see how that goes. Alright. Throw some films on. And just a boring stream. I should probably still practice talking to myself, but I'm already kind of crazy. I guess in other changing news for myself as far as things that I'm looking to do, since someone mentioned that these things look like cockroaches, my little duck chopstick holders, I'll end up swapping those out with some like other critters that hopefully don't look like cockroaches from the top down. I don't know. I'm not sure how much of that I can change. But anyways, I'll be looking forward to getting some of that stuff in from Amazon and just trying them out on stream until I find what I like. Also should have a crap ton of desk mats coming sometime in Q4. I'm not really sure of the time because I kind of want to be surprised when I get some stuff in. Hopefully it's not all at once or my wife will be like, how much stuff are you buying? But you know, it'd be a little bit hard for me to explain, oh, I bought it previously. But anyways, with some of the desk mats and stuff, I do want to keep getting bunch of desk mats and just trying out different things and having a new visual look rather than spend money on doing too much with visuals otherwise. Although in all fairness, at some point I might think about upgrading this potato grade camera that's looking down, that doesn't quite focus or get everything well. It kind of is what it is. I'm not too happy with the GoPro, but it serves its purpose. As I really don't think I have anyone watching anyways. For the most part, it sort of is what it is. If I was ever to be successful and people were expecting me to output quality, well, I consider it. But for the most part, I kind of just like laying low, doing sound tests, chatting with a few people that stop by. For me, it's interesting that way. And then smooth it out. That reminds me, I'll probably have to make one more sound test of my key itself. And then I wanted to mod the Neo Element G67 board as well, one more time. Because with the key I actually I removed all the foam, because I had case foam in it originally. And then I taped the housing, and then I taped the bottom, including a Tempest mod, but I taped the bottom of the housing, which was interesting. I think it actually feels a little bit fuller now, and still has all the good flexy bits to it. Oh, and I also straightened out the keys as best as I can. I think Mr. Lightning Diego is correct in saying that I should probably just avoid using 3-pin switches on half-plate and plateless builds. Or I'll try to find some way to get really good at it. Just spend time and go mad. Because I am planning on doing half-plate for some of the more expensive TKLs, and originally I thought about using similar or same switches in, but I don't know. I'll probably end up switching it up and just doing what I feel like doing. And knowing me, it'll probably just be the same boring answer. Oh, let's do the vintage cherry blacks. Oh, let's do the cherry blacks swapped with kale stems and stuff like that. Something about classic things like that. I do like the way they sound. Alright, let's throw some more tops on and see what they feel like and sound like. See if they're about the same as that first one, or if maybe that first one was just lucky or different. Nope, feels the same. Definitely a lighter lube works best for this. I think if I put too much on, it would end up feeling sluggish. I sort of feel the same way about the Gateron X's. They already feel pretty smooth, the Gateron X's, and I'm worried that if I put too much of a thick lube on them, they might actually slow down too much. So I'd actually planned on perhaps switching up the lube combinations and using like a thinner lube like Triboses for those whenever I build them out. But I'll probably have to prototype some behind the scenes so I'm not just guessing and testing in the blind, and have a better idea what it is I'm doing. Okay, these actually feel nice and smooth with the extra lube on them. I think they definitely do benefit from films. And a little bit of lube on the top where the stem hits the top housing. Doesn't have that super sharp plasticky sound to it. It's more pleasing. Guess I should compare it to some other things real quick. Let's see. It's like Laura's link switch. Doesn't sound all that great. Here's an alpaca that's a little bit heavier lube. Definitely higher pitch on the top out. The bottom out seems fairly similar. Guess I can compare it to the Zaku. These switches are so loud. I want to say the top out on the Zaku is almost to the obnoxious state, but I kind of like it still. Alright, let's compare it to an old switch. Definitely sounds higher pitch than this old vintage black switch that's lubed and filmed, but yeah, actually doesn't sound terribad, which is interesting. Huh. I somehow have the film on the outside of the housing here. That's not supposed to be like that. Shit. Anyways, well, back to it. Let me break out 6 more. This way I replace the ones I just did. That way I have more switches done, which is good for me. I'll do the black cherry pie spacebar sometime later. Actually, I have some over here already prepped, but I don't think I've lubed them in a way that I found to be optimal, so I'm not sure if I'll just end up trying to clean those up or maybe ultrasonic them sometime later down the line, but I don't know. Or I guess I could just bite the bullet and just use them. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I'm pretty sure sound and feel wise they would still carry the weight of the space bar pretty well and sound pretty good. Thok Shop just showed up with Marble Soda SP Star switch. The only issue I really see with that, and although I'm not sure if I should really call it an issue, because I haven't personally had the issues with them, but TKC apparently is carrying those. I might try to get those since I do like the SP Star switches. But, you know, pretty much have like a crap ton of switches on hand. In theory, I'll need some more for boards coming down the line, but do I really need them? Use some of the thick stuff from the top, mix it with some of the thinner stuff at the bottom. That should be enough. Somehow I got a crap ton of extra on the brush. Oops. Now I'm wondering, do I want to try the method of just lubing the stem? How confident do I feel that that would work? It probably would. I probably would want to do the leaf and the stem. Guess I'm gonna experiment. I might as well experiment all out, huh? Worst case, I can just always add more lube. It's not like I'm putting too much on. Alright, let me try that for these last three. So if I can get away with only doing that, that would, in theory, be better for me? I don't really know. Guess I'm still experimenting. Let me try these back three. Guess I do need 6 more springs. Well, these three first, at least. I was looking to do a fairly light coating. I don't think I need to go heavy. Even though I don't have things on the rails, I don't think the tolerance in these switches is bad enough that I might be able to get away with just doing only this small amount of lubing. Let's see. Okay. One more, then we'll test what this feels like with only lubing the stems. Somehow the bottom lube one sounds deeper. Top or stem only bottom and stem. It's close enough to be considered, I guess, the variance of error. Let me close up the next few. Yeah, it has about the same sound. I guess I'm only going to be doing stems from now on. Actually, it feels more responsive. Okay. That's all the more reason to put even less lube on and just do the stem then for these. Guess I'm going to have to keep that in mind whenever I get around to doing the Gatex. Uh-oh. Film got tweaked pretty bad, sorry. That still sounds really good. Alright. I guess long run that also saved me not only time but also material. Alright. So I think did I lube those yet? I forget. I probably did. 1, 2, 3 more springs. Alright. Cool. Learned something new. Yep, I lube those. So I finally finished season 5 of My Hero Academia. Yeah, I was missing a decent series. And now I'm partially thinking, do I want to go into a series that I probably would like if I really sat down and give them a chance, like Odd Taxi, or do I just want to keep going on Shonen Jump sort of things that, not to call them garbage shows, but I don't really have to think that much for a lot of those. I still want to watch more anime. I think if I just want to watch it at night when I'm not streaming or anytime like that, I guess the shonen stuff is probably the easier thing for me to just jump on. I have quite a bit of shows that I had wanted to start but just never got started. I still hear good things about like Castlevania and shows like that I think I would really enjoy too, but just haven't gotten around to. Like for example, Devilman Crybaby. I watched the original Devilman forever ago, so I'm assuming that I would like Crybaby since it seems to be a better adaptation. So I don't know. These are things that I'll have to try to figure out what I want to do with my time, or I guess I'll just end up probably playing gacha games and not watching anything. Or I'll catch up on the not anime but relevant Trash Taste podcast probably as well. I am a fan of watching the 3 main dudes bumble around and just have fun and conversation. They have a pretty good dynamic going. Hopefully they keep it up. This definitely seems to be more with these. Guess I'm fine with that. I guess I've always known that. One thing I probably should have more of those variety of jazz tracks and music in this folder. I think I have everything that I had. This list does seem pretty long, but I keep hearing some of the very, very similar, if not the same songs over and over again, so it makes me wonder some days. But I still have a subscription to Epidemic Sound, so I'll probably end up going back, seeing what they got. One comment that I will make with the current lighting setup I have, rather than a light beaming down directly in my face, it's now bouncing off of a bounce sheet, which is how you should do things for better and softer lighting. Anyways, I can definitely see a lot more what I'm doing. Hopefully that will remain true when I do soldering. So to some degree, the light bars I have on top of my monitors to help illuminate the desktop space, they're probably still slightly in the way. But hopefully it'll be easier for me to see solder, check for the quality of the solder joint, and see pins before I start soldering. I don't want to have to get up super close to them at all points in time just to see if I'm soldering correctly. I don't want to be that old. I can see why people like the Milky Top switches. They actually do sound pretty pleasant. This really has me questioning, though. I guess that's why people really like KS3s and the new KS9s as well. With films plus whatever spring weight you want, and a light amount of lube, I think you can go pretty far with these things. I guess the next level to smooth this up from that would really be the Gateron X's or possibly even J-Wicks. That's another switch I now have in my basement that I do need to test out. I'm not sure what board I'll ever put them in. Hopefully sooner than later though, because they seem to do pretty good. Yep. Alright, so if I'm only going to be doing stems, I can just start by throwing films on all the housings. Actually, no, I shouldn't. I should do all the leaves, because I still want to add some to the leaf. I don't know how much value this adds, but it makes me feel better. So I do know in stock, if I was listening super carefully, I'd pick up a little bit of something going on with the leaf or the housing. I assumed it would be the leaf, but I know I'm putting some on a stem, but directly on the leaf. Never hurts, right? As long as you don't totally bork it, and also get everything behind there covered in lubrication as well, so it doesn't detect anymore. Heater starting up. Speaking of heaters, so I do have mini split units and a big outside condenser for them. And for some reason my older daughter is terrified of the letters Delta Foxtrot that come up every now and then on the display, which just means defrost because it's part of the heat exchanger cycle going on and off to regulate itself and the fluids inside the pipes, so it continues generating heat in the winter. But she, for some reason, is terrified of these things. I don't understand why. But I guess that just reminded me, since the heater went on, that if it was the split units doing their thing with just power cycling and going through their heating cooling cycle, she'd be freaking out, man. Hopefully she's sleeping now. If I hear her, I'd probably have to stop. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I do want to try to get this Fast 60 round 2 build done hopefully this week or weekend. Probably this weekend, actually. I think I'm still going to be putting, like, not to say a throwaway keycap set, but EBPT for Photoshop. Not really sure. I do want to see if one of my friends might want it. But, you know, we'll have to see, make sure it sounds and types and does well as a keyboard first. Otherwise, it'll be modding time. I had watched a few videos, specifically Fredosaurus's videos, so I'll probably end up following some of what he was doing. Seems like he had a decent grasp of some of the mods he was doing with it. I would rather keep it flexy. We'll see how that works out. So I do have a weird flex PCB, which I'll be using. Man, that unit sounds so heavy duty when it turns on and shuts off. Alright, film time. Ugh. Okay. Why is this film fitting on so wonky? Why are some of them so high up? Okay. Guess I'll keep it out just in case something happens. Never know, you know. What am I doing? This trumpet's actually really speaking to me tonight. Alright, springs hopefully done. Alright. Now on to the part that I tried to start before, and then realized I didn't have springs. I guess going forward, one of the better lessons I can draw out of tonight is to try to lube switches with the least amount of lube first. See what feels acceptable. You can always go back and always add more. Or just, set the switches aside as artifacts and move on. Because I usually buy 110, so I should have enough. Okay. Powering through this. This thought just came to me. Animes I don't have to think a lot about. I could probably watch and catch up that time I was turned into a slime anime. Because I both read the graphic novel and I am still reading through the light novels. Also, the spider isekai. I guess I can do that one too. That's something that I think I'm up to date with the manga releases. I'd have to check Bookwalker again. But yeah, I've also read quite a bit. Then Overlord season whatever is next, 3 or 4, would be excellent if that ever aired. Although I don't think Moriyama senpai is going to be writing that anymore. Feels sad. I think people have bullied him too much and he's just like, I'm done with writing. Honestly, I enjoyed Overlord quite a bit. Unlike a lot of shows where the main character is supposed to be role-playing, it's pretty clear there that the main character, Momonga, is actually role-playing quite a bit. Feels weird that there's not more like that. I guess to some degree, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord sort of tried to do that, but I don't know. Didn't seem to be as successful. Because while the character Diablo was role-playing, I don't just sort of felt too OP and didn't have enough freak-out moments. Whereas the character of Ainzel Gun or Momonga is just constantly freaking out because, you know, he's just a regular dude playing to be a big skeleton overlord death guy. And the amount of just fumbling through, especially if you read the novels, just the thought process that people have. It's kind of outstanding in how it's designed, although it does become a little bit formulaic at times. That was something that interested me for quite a bit. Unfortunately, if it doesn't look like it's going to have an end because the author quit, that's unfortunate. Guess I ought to go back to promoting my stream a little bit more. Because whenever I start doing more builds rather than just prep work, I'll make a point to start spamming some of the Discords and stuff again. If I don't have people to talk to, then I have to talk to myself, and I just look like a crazy person. Part of the reason why I'm streaming is really just to talk with dudes or people about keyboards or whatever. So I'll have to make a point to do that. Swag Keys is doing Black Friday sale. I'll have to check that out. See what they got. KFA is actually doing one too, Keeps for All. I've been pretty active on their Discord. I've actually liked a lot of the stuff that they're doing. I'm hoping that they actually do well and continue what they're doing as far as making affordable products for people getting into the hobby. Getting towards the end. Pop the tops on. Then probably call it a night. A shorter stream, 2 hours or so. Not gonna go punish myself, not trying to get everything done tonight. Have all weekend to complete a build. And after that, probably be the TM 680. I'll have to do a little bit more lubing and filming for that. In this case, KS9s, or there's a KS11, I can't remember. Whatever the milky top yellows. The latest mold that they're using. See how they stack up. Then I have some super budget keycaps I put on top of that. Almost a feels bad moment. I decided to get some 9009 stuff. Looks kind of bland. It's not going to be anything to write home about, but it'll be cheap and in a very budget fashion. Fit in line with the rest of that board and the concepts there. I'll have to watch some Brandon Click's videos. He's the one that originally pointed me on to TM680. I know he had quite a few mods before the Tom board that he's currently using. I'll have to go back through and really listen. I know I listened to everything at least once for him, but I'll keep listening to it and get an idea for what his experience with the board was, and then see if I can put my own spin on it. Or if he already has something that sounds really good, that's easy to do, I might just, do it. Which reminds me, since I lost, well, I guess I shouldn't say I lost. I just didn't win because I don't think I really had a chance with the Key Cult raffle. It'll be one of those things I'm looking for, I guess a high-end board of some sort in TKL. We'll see what I can do for that. Or, because I know they're going to be doing a number 2 TKL sometime in the future. Getting a number 2 TKL would be pretty neat. I'm not sure about the number 3, their new design. Looks interesting, but I guess we'll have to really see it in pictures and get other people's feedback from the popular streamers that are probably going to get it, that are sponsored by Key Cults. So I would be interested, but I don't know. Guess it'll depend. Alright. Ooh. It's been a while since I did one of these streams. I definitely need to just GG and go again. They all sound pretty nice and even, I have to say. I really should have looked into just doing stems rather than trying to do everything. So originally I was basically lubing every surface I possibly could that might have any bearing or friction on it. But realistically, just doing the stems, looks like it's doing more than just enough for a lot of switches, as long as they're not like creams. Probably have to also think about doing this method for like vent blacks and things like that. Because as good as I think the key does sound now, I always think maybe I can make it a little bit better next time, or maybe next time I use vintage switches, it'll be just chef's kiss sort of brilliance. Okay, I can actually say, just from picking them up, feeling them, tapping them a little bit, I think I do actually really like these switches. Unironically. Not just because they're budget, but I don't know. Feels interesting. This really makes me curious what the... This really makes me curious to think of what the Gateron X's will be like. Might actually persuade me to break this out and lube them up sometime just to compare and give thoughts on that. I probably would want to use a thinner lube like Tribosys on those. But I guess I need to make sure it's not too thin so it doesn't just lock surfaces, like it's wetting it too much. Alright. Guess I need to figure out a container to put these in. These switches actually sound a lot better than what I thought they would. I'm impressed. Guess if I ever wanted to scale down or didn't feel like I needed better switches, this is pretty good. Alright. Guess let me get a container to put stuff in, then I'll call it a night. See if I can get a container I can just throw everything in. All at once. Been using thicker foam film for such a long time. Forgot I do like how Deskey's feels. Steal one of the keycap containers. Put the finish switches in the bottom. The big tub, don't have to worry about it so much. This way I just have all the work in progress in one area. Since I already have the Zakus in the flat trays, I don't think I have enough room in the other ones to fully lay everything out, so this will work. Just to house this work in progress for now. And I'll pick this up tomorrow, the next day, sometime soon. And we'll finish it up. Works for me, I guess. Guess I can even put it over here out of the way. Cool. Well, I think that's going to do it for me for tonight. Just wanted to get back into streaming and do my thing. Guess next time I'll be finishing up lubing and filming switches. Then after that, I'll be building the VAST 60 round 2 board. Or if another board comes up that I'm more excited about, I might just build that. Is what it is. Anyways, that's going to be it for me for tonight. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Or next time I do a stream. Should be finishing it later this week. Anyways, that's it for me. It's 1:40 Eastern, and I am tired because this week has been a little bit hectic. Anyways, catch you later. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Have a good holiday, and I'm out.